Eswatini TV, sibuko seMaswati. Eswatini TV, sibuko seMaswati.
Your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007 *3 hash and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
There's so much to learn and see in the kingdom of Eswatini.
Futhi sikhuthatha kona ukuthi nawe wathi live lapho kaBandi nalokuthi lokwendekako lapha evenini la kaNgwane. Namambalo uyabona mbukeli ukuthi indalo is a beautiful thing. Ubukhulu baNkulunkulu buyabonakala ngendalo.
Eswatini TV.
Inhlitiyo yami ishaya kancane, inhlitiyo yami ke ishaya kancane, wena nawukhuluma lamagama lawa wena nawungitshela lamagama lawa inhliziyo yami ishaya kancane inhliziyo yami ke ikhala iyopha wena nawukhuluma lamagama lawa wena nawungitshela lamagama lawa hayibo yini ngawe hayike yini ngawe hayibo yini ngawe hayike yini ngawe ikhala iyopha wena nawukhuluma inhliziyo yami ikhala iyopha wena nawungitshela lamagama lawa wena nawukhuluma nami ke lamagama lawa awufuneleli leli ngcono ke funa leli ngcono ke awufuneleli leli ngcono ke lelakhako nami ngakheke awufuneleli ngcono ke funa leli ngcono ke lelakhako angeke lakhe lelivele uma singahloniphani angeke lakhe lelivele uma singahloniphani awufuna ligama lelingcono ke funa ligama lelingcono inhliziyo yami
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're as excited as I am. Hello, my name is Mangaliso Masilela. First and foremost, a big shout out to the legendary Bolocha for making sure that we open up on a bang. We're doing this because we're doing something big. I'm so excited. I'm even thinking of using words I've never used before, like we're on the of something great. Not sure what that means yet, but I'm going to Google it. All I do know is this is the beginning of the future. As I said, my name is Mangaliso, and right now what we're going to be doing is we're officially launching something amazing. All along you'd have to be at home or maybe on your laptop to watch TV. Well, now you can literally be anywhere because Eswatini TV has an app, and in partnership with MTN, they're bringing it to you. Got a lot of things coming up for you today. We're going to be talking to some really special people. We had a dope intro over there. I'm going to make zones of these places, okay? So where Bolocha is, I'll call that the legendary zone. I'll call where I am the dope zone. And now this zone that I want to introduce to you now has another legend, but I want to call this one the VIP because it has the one and only John Perez, and he has some stellar people over there. John, how you doing?
I'm good, Mangaliso, and I'm glad you found some more suitable words to define who I'm hosting on the platform today. Don't call my special guest people. do go to your Google and find out what the word guest means. These are very special guests in the likes of the Honorable Minister of Information, Communications and Technology. He is a substantive minister there and is also our acting Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, which is why he's here to support us as Eswatini TV, because we fall under that line, Minister, and we do have our chairperson as well, Prince Msindazwe. Thank you so much, Ngozi, for coming here to observe and to grace this occasion. And we do also have a representative of our acting CEO, Mr. Mncedisi Mayisela, who is our substantive corporate affairs manager. And we do have our esteemed partners in the project, as you've already introduced the fact that we are launching an app. MTN Eswatini is represented by Mr. Mncedisi Ngomane, who is also standing in for the CEO of MTN Eswatini. It is so interesting, Mangaliso, that 43 years later, 1 month and 5 days later, Eswatini TV is launching a groundbreaking platform where Emaswati are also going to be able to access what we are doing as Eswatini TV. You will remember that Eswatini TV was officially opened by His Majesty King Sobhuza II on the 1st of February 1978, which is why I'm giving you the stats as they are. 43 years, 1 month and 5 days later, we are celebrating yet another groundbreaking milestone as Eswatini TV. Who would have thought that years and years later, myself, I was not born when His Majesty the King Sobhuza II opened the station, but today we are at par with international TV stations by the fact that we are launching an application which is also going to be giving our viewers access to what we do as a station.
John, before you start with the VIP guests, I have one quick question for you.
Of
You're
course.
talking about 43 years.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the future? Because the future's here.
The future has already begun, Mangaliso, and I'm part of the future, and I'm glad everyone that is on the platform here today is part of this groundbreaking milestone that is already happening. With me in the studio, on set, as I've already mentioned, I do have on the middle of our set, the Honorable Minister of Information, Communications and Technology, who is our acting minister there, and is a substantive minister of Commerce, Industry and Trade. And I do have Prince Msindazwe over there, who is here to observe and to grace the occasion. And on my left here is our representative of our CEO, Mr. Mncedisi Mayisela, our substantive corporate affairs manager. And I do have over there, all dolled up with the yellow colors as we know them, Mr. Mncedisi Ngoma. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming through and to be part of what is happening here today. But before we get on to our deliberations, we just want to show you exactly what we are doing here as Eswatini TV in collaboration with our esteemed partner, MTN Eswatini. As we have already said, we are launching an application. But what is this app all about? How is it going to help Emaswati to be part of what Eswatini TV is doing? We know that Emaswati are used to your Skuchan, are used to your DSTV, but today we are launching yet another platform that will give Emaswati an opportunity to have access to our content via their mobile phones and other mobile gadgets. But let us see what this mobile application is all about. Welcome back to Eswatini, and thank you so much once again for being part of what's happening here at MTN Eswatini at the headquarters of Mahlale, what known as Mahlale Cooking House. We do apologize for this slight glitch. We will come back and show you exactly what this application, the design, and all these features look like. But as I've already introduced my guests, we are going to carry on with our deliberations. In particular, we just want to find out more details from the partners here, MTN Eswatini and Eswatini TV, in terms of how this collaboration is also going to help Eswatini, both from their consumer viewership perspective, but we are lucky to have the Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Minister Mangoba Kumalo, who is also going to help us understand from a policy and a regulatory framework how the industry is gearing up to develop more of such to help Eswatini meet its objectives of becoming a first world country. Honorable Minister, interesting times we are seeing here today. MTN Eswatini and Eswatini TV are launching application. By their very nature, applications are becoming more and more of the advanced world, and we have the same dream as a country to become a first world state as well.
John, thank you very much, and thank you for hosting me this morning. It is a landmark event here today as we see Eswatini TV, Sibuko Semaswati, launching its digital app that will be available on our cell phone. This is very much in line with His Majesty's vision of Eswatini becoming a first world country, simply because it means you can access Eswatini TV wherever you are in Eswatini and wherever you are in the world, real time, in a very affordable manner. It really transcends a lot of thinking that we have held to traditionally, and it sets Eswatini amongst the very best in the world in terms of our communication strategy. We want to make sure that every Liswati can access Eswatini TV because it is one of the main media platforms that we talk to the Eswati about who we are, what our heritage is, what our aspirations are, and how do we want to go about attaining those aspirations. So we're truly excited about that.
Of course, thank you so much, Minister. And like I've already said, I'm glad you are here to help us understand how your ministry creating an enabled environment to make all this possible. Mr. Maisela, thank you once again for being part of what's happening here today. Like I've already given our viewers Mr. Maisela, Eswatini TV was officially launched by His Majesty the second back in 1980 on the 1st of February. This must be a groundbreaking moment for us as a station, but considering how much we want out of the people. What does this really mean for Eswatini?
Thank you so much, John. Thank you, Honorable Minister. I think it's really groundbreaking. I think us as media managers, we are really faced with a plethora of challenges in terms of access to content. As we may all know, that the world is moving to the digital era, the fourth industrial revolution. So it was imperative for us as Eswatini TV to ensure that we keep up with the pace in terms of where the world is moving digitally. And as you may be aware, a number of the population, or rather the world over, even in our country, Eswatini, in the kingdom, most people are now really on their mobile gadgets and other gadgets as opposed to the traditional platform. I think you will agree with me that now perhaps you spend more time on your phone than you do on the traditional platform, which is the TV that we know. I, for instance, I would make an example that I probably spend 90% of my time watching content on our smartphone, on the smartphone gadget. And therefore, I think it was imperative for us as Eswatini TV to move with the time and move with the pace in terms of what is now necessary and what is required by the digital era. And this means a lot for Eswatini because they'll be able to access content. For instance, there'll be videos on demand within the platform. You may not necessarily be able to watch your content at a specific time. For instance, with the traditional platform, you have a specific time to watch, say, for instance, Dinzaba at 7 p.m. But you may miss Tinzaba at 7 p.m., but you'll be able to actually catch up within the platform to actually see what really the world is moving towards to and the country. And of course, there are videos on demand there. Content, all content. Some people are still looking for that all content in terms of the history of the country, in terms of entertainment, in terms of other content that is should be and must be appetizing for the viewers. So I think, John, it really is an exciting time for us as Eswatini TV. This is really a first. I think we've been on the YouTube channel, but now we are really moving to the Eswatini TV app as we are here. We are quite excited.
Of course. Mr. Maisel, I'll just give you one last short moment to help our diverse viewership, in particular Bokoko and Apulu, who are fond viewers of Eswatini. They will never miss your news at 7. They will never miss you from the palace. They will never miss from the Sunday program hosted by Mr. Mtolisi Mavimbela and many other programs. What does this really mean for them? And I know most of them don't have these smartphones, and they are saying, we are saying to them today, Eswatini TV is launching an application that is also going to help them access this kind of content from their gadgets. Just simplify them for Bokoko for that sake, and then we can lead to the documentary which is now ready, which is going to give us more detail about the application.
Asibonge John, ngicabanga ukuthi kubo bogogo nabomkhulu akusiko ukuthi kunabasalele emuva ngoba akusiyo info le app ayisiyo info yentsha kuphela nasingasho njalo. Ngicabanga ukuthi thina sisebasha lemakhaya kuyafuna lokuthi setame tona letindlela ukuthi nabo bogogo nabomkhulu babe nalo leli thuba lokuthi bafundziseke lokho ukuthi le app ungena njani, yini lokumele kuyende. Ngiyajabula lokho ukuthi si-partnerishe naye MTN kulo mkhakha we-Eswatini TV app ukuthi abakhona tindlela ukuthi or rather ama-strategies nokuthi lesive sifundziseke. Asifundzisi-ke le youth kuphela, vele kutawufuna sifundise nabo labantu labadzala lokuthi ukuze ukhone ukuthola le content yakho within le app kumele wende njani. Siyagcugcutela nje kakhulu nayo kuyo insha kokuthi batali bethu bogogo nabomkhulu emakhaya sibafundise lokuthi ungena kanjani ku-Eswatini TV app.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maisela. Our documentary is already ready. I remember back in 1973, it was on the 3rd of April 1973, when Motorola introduced the first handheld gadget, which weighed about 1.1 kilograms. And fast forward to about 48 years later, we've got mobile gadgets that help us to access things we never thought we would access. TV was traditional at the time. You would have to be in your house to access what's happening on TV. But right now, because of those developments arising from 48 years later, sikhuluma nge-application ke namuhla Maswati Lamahle le ethulwa ke ngumsakazo weSwatini TV sibuko seMaswati. Lothi uyanaka ukuthi eMaswati lamanyenti asetindzaweni letahlukahlukene ngetikhathi letinyenti. Tindzaba atikukhandzi usekhaya, tikukhandza usebhasini, tikukhandza usemsebentini, tikukhandza ukuphi kuphi. How do you make sure that you never miss out on the opportunity to see what's happening on your television station? Kutholakala ke la licingweni Maswati Lamahle lokhu lesikwethula lamuhla. Sifuna ke kunikhombisa nyalo lokuthi kuyini utakufaka kanjani elicingweni lakho nekuthi leyo content utayithola ke kanjani.
Eswatini TV, sibuko seMaswati. Eswatini TV, sibuko seMaswati.
Eswatini TV in an app.
Eswatini mobile app.
We are finally launching our Eswatini TV app. Hello viewers, what an exciting moment we currently have. As Eswatini TV, we are finally launching our Eswatini TV app, and we are so excited with this news, and I believe that the country at large will be so excited with such developments, such technology that Eswatini TV is bringing today.
What this Eswatini mobile app means for the programs department and the station is that it will give us more audience reach, and we trust that this is content that will appeal to a larger portion of our viewers.
We're also going to have VODs, which we call video on demands, in the application. So interesting headlines that are being made in the country, this is what we call video on demands, that will be also available on the application.
We have put together some of our popular programs that comes in different genres. We have your drama series, some of which were popular and attracted viewers from outside the borders of Eswatini, like your Ekaya drama series. We also have our other locally produced programs like Inhlitiyo Kayivunyelwa, This Life, to name but just a few on the drama series. But we also have other genres that include documentaries, that include reality TV, your Pandestradini, your Asambege, and quite a lot.
But I think the key thing and the most interesting part here is we are now able to watch Tindzaba anywhere, anytime. For instance, I can park my car by the roadside and pull up my phone and just watch TV on the go.
What is unique also about this Eswatini TV mobile app, as opposed to our traditional or regular TV, is that our viewers or the app users can enjoy mobile streaming. They can also catch up on Tindzaba or the news in case they missed the live broadcast.
These are so exciting times, viewers, and to our clients at large, because we all know television is all about commercial airtime, which is sales. So the wider the reach we have, the excited we are as clients. So this basically means that our clients now will have a much more wider reach that includes our traditional TV, and now we have the application that is so massive for us to push into the market.
We are proud today of the partnership that we've created with Eswatini TV. It means a lot. Nothing beats the partnership or a relationship between a content provider and a carrier in terms of delivering digital services to customers. Kuyimfokoto kakhulu kithi ukuthi sisebenze na Eswatini TV, sibe nale service lena lesibitwa ngokuthi ngo Eswatini TV in an app where customers will be able to enjoy content le local through my smartphones. As MTN, we've decided to create packages that are affordable for our customers. So they come in two categories. The first category is the category of subscription. So subscription means getting access to the app, which is basically we have two packages. The first package is a monthly package where you pay 20 emalangeni and you get e-validity at 30 days. And then there's a second package where you want to pay for the whole year, and then you pay 240 emalangeni as a subscription for the whole year. We've also decided to create special bundles for this package because it's a special offer to our customers. So in terms of data, we basically have 5 packages. Sinema packages la daily, la matatu, nama packages la weekly, la mabili. Lama packages la daily sithe asehlise imali mhlambe lothenga ngayo lama packages e data la takuvumela ukuthi ubukele Eswatini TV ku phone yakho. So the first package is 2 emalangeni at 100 MBs. We have 10 emalangeni for 1.5 gig. We have 15 emalangeni for 2 gig. Onke lama packages lawo are daily. And then we have 2 packages la weekly. The first package is 45 emalangeni for 3 gig, and the last one is 99 emalangeni for 5 gig. This will allow our customers to enjoy streaming Eswatini TV with affordable data rates.
Activity. And I will make an example. Recently, when the Minister of sibuyile maswahla mahle sisezulwini mahlale Cooking House lapho kuqhubeka khona ke umsebenzi lapho khona ke umsakazo Eswatini TV nenkampani MTN Eswatini wethula ke ngalokho semthethweni umsebenzi we-app i-application lapho khona ke sivesta ukhona ke kubukela ke lokwethula ngumsakazo in terms of inhlelo tincingweni tawo njengoba ke sathi ukuthi besolo ke sibukela ke ikakhulukati kuma TV ethu etindlini, and we also have our YouTube platform lapho khona ke maswathi bese kakhona nakhona kubona ukuthi umsakazo wenda in Eswatini. Mr. Mnetzingoma, thank you so much for being part of what's happening here today. We've already seen packages that MTN has prepared to make sure ukuthi lokufuna kubukelwa ngemaswati lathi ingcingo ntawo support by data, which is well and good. I think the packages are interesting and Maswati will appreciate that. This is not going to be expensive, but from an efficiency perspective in terms of the network and its stability, I was saying earlier on, it is good that when you are at home, you can just switch on your TV. There are no glitches in terms of the strength of the network and so on. How efficient is this network to support watching content from an application from a strength perspective, from a 4G perspective? The Minister of Finance, when delivering his budget, recently said that 4G coverage is at about 65%, and which we hope to cover about 85% in the next 3 years. You know, maybe you can just scale us up in terms of where MTN Eswatini is in terms of efficiency of network and coverage with regards to 4G network, which I believe is the one intended to support an application of this nature.
Yeah, thanks, John. Firstly, I just want to probably also celebrate the milestone. As a business, we do believe that it's a massive milestone that we should all be proud of. Swati must be extremely proud of this milestone, more especially because it is locally produced. You know, it's so amazing that the brains behind this app, Maswati, Lokshowuti, really sakagwetu. And as a business and a local corporate citizen, we embrace initiatives like this. So, John, as a business, we're extremely excited by this. Now, coming to your question, this is happening at a time when, even as a business, our vision and ambition is to really work hard towards digital inclusion. So a key component for that, it's the technology that should enable digital inclusion. So the network, I can assure Maswati would say it is ready to support this innovation from a 3G and 4G point of view, we are ready. 3G, we are talking about a population coverage of more than 90%, which basically means as a bare minimum, we are okay and ready to support this initiative. From a 4G coverage, we are looking at population coverage, we are looking at closing this year at slightly more than 70%. And that tells you our commitment to make sure that the infrastructure and the base that is required to propel and enable such innovations, we are ready for them. And we are in discussions with the ministry and also the regulator's office to start conversations around 5G as well. So basically, John, we are ready for this, and we are definitely excited as a business.
Of course, thank you so much, Mr. Ngomane. Honorable Minister, and Mnet is giving us the figures in terms of where we are regarding 3G and your 4G network. And I've already said that the Minister of Finance already made a commitment as well to say, with conversations that they have had with the stakeholders, the regulator and the industry players, your MTN and the others, they are looking at 85% coverage of the 4G network in the next 3 years. But I just want to know from your side, Honorable Minister, with regards to legislation and policy that will make sure that we cover the Eswatini that are most vulnerable, because I know that the issue of digital divide is an issue. We may be celebrating here today, but only to find that there are Eswatini that are not going to benefit or participate in such kind of platforms, which is meant to enhance the viewership for all Eswatini. But like I'm saying, from a policy and a legislative perspective, what is your ministry doing, Honorable Minister, to make sure that no Eswatini is lagging behind with regards to benefiting from such platforms? Not only the one that Eswatini TV is launching today, but generally across industry players.
John, sibonge kakhulu. Sitawukhumbula ukuthi ingwenyama uma ikhuluma ku speech from the throne, ikakhulu kulomnyaka lophelile wa 2020. Yagcila kakhulu kulendzaba yekuthi emaswati onke akayithole le access to internet. Yaze-ke yasithuma lokuthi asente isiqiniseko ukuthi etinkundleni tonke la eKangwane bonke abantu bayithole i-internet. Lokho-ke vele kuyi-policy position yelitiko. Siyakusebenta kamadima lokho sikanye nenhlangano yeliposi, inkampani yeliposi lekungiyona isebenta nabo MTN nabo Eswatini Mobile ne-regulator kuze ukuthi wonke umuntu lapha khona ayithole le internet. Njengoba bese bashito nje baka MTN ashito babe Ngomane lapha ku 3G we at 90% coverage. Sekusethuta ukuthi wonke umuntu ayithole le 3G le uyidingako kuze ukuthi ukhone ukuthola le app. Kulo 4G ke sisayisebenta sibili sifuneka ukuthi bafika umnyaka wa 2022 2023 sibe sesikulo 85%. But nakhona sijake ngasivinini kwekuthi sicale nalo 5G ngoba ama-applications lamanengi asebenta kamnanzi kalula ngalo 5G futhi kutawushipha. Lokunye-ke lokuyi-policy position kwekuthi sifuna lokwekuthi kube affordable, kungabi nje i-access kuphela ngoba i-access ayikusidi uma utawuthi udownloada le app lena ubukele tindzaba kuthatha imali leningi, kufuneka ukuthi nje kube info longayi-afforda. So sikhulumisana malanga onke ikakhulu ne-regulator Eswatini Mobile na MTN kwekuthi asehlise lama costs and konke lokho sikwenda kuze kwekuthi emaswati onke akhona kufinyelela ukuthola i-internet.
Of course, I think also very the Honorable Minister in the cost. We are lucky to find out from Neti how they view the position by the minister and the country at large. I would say you read the newspaper and you find stakeholders complaining about the cost of data in the country with regards to competitiveness with what's happening in the region of SADC, maybe in Africa at large. What is your position, Neti, with regards to making sure that you offer competitive pricing for eMaSwati, especially with regards to what's happening in these economic times, and to ensure that when we launch an application like this, no Swati will complain, hey, good to lead, so ukhanze ukuthi sekuyayidefeat the purpose yaloko. What are we doing for this particular venture, and also just generally for all eMaSwati, to make sure that data is affordable, like the minister has already indicated?
Yeah, thanks, John. I think in relation to what we are here about today, we took a deliberate step as a business to say we will create special bundles for accessing this app. I think Alex, as part of the documentary, explained some of the bundles, but I'm sure you'll agree with me, John, that they are extremely affordable. We've made sure that they are extremely affordable compared to your normal or traditional bundles. So that's the starting point. And the whole idea behind that, John, is to make sure ukuthi nalohlele emakhaya akakhona ukuthi afford ayibukele le content ye Eswatini TV. Then generally we are fully committed to the policy direction around affordability, because besides the fact that data is now a commodity, but it is becoming a question of a basic human right. So we are fully aware of that, John, and that is why we have been continuously working on price transformation over the years. Last year, towards the end of the year, we reduced our data prices drastically. Early this year, we launched a new home propositions. The market is excited because they are extremely affordable. And it doesn't end there, John. We will continue to work with the regulator and the ministry to make sure that the entire structure that influences what we eventually charge the customer is consistent with the big ambition of making sure that data is affordable in the country. So we are definitely committed, John.
I'm happy that we are streaming this event live, and our viewers can hear for themselves what MTN's commitment is with regards to pricing structure. Mr. Maisela, we are celebrating we are sitting here saying we are celebrating a groundbreaking moment for Eswatini TV. But the honest truth is that eMaSwati have been part and parcel of the growth of Eswatini TV in many ways. First of all, by watching the content that Eswatini TV is flighting on its traditional platform over the years. But eMaSwati have also made a commitment to pay their TV licenses, you know. And I just want to find out from you how much this has helped contribute to this new development that we are launching today.
Thank you so much, John. Maybe umuntu angaqala nje ngekubonga kakhulu kusosive sembube ema-viewers lekungema-viewers alomsakato. I-content yethu John, over the last say 2 or so years, we were really focusing on changing that, and lokuthi siwalalele laMaSwati lokuthi what really do they want, and I think that's an ongoing process. So I think eMaSwati, they have really played a crucial role in the existence of this institution. Sibonga kakhulu naye uhulumende wembube lokungiyena nanamhla solo simile singumsakazi contribution le yendiwako in particular through litiko letekuchumana. Kepha nje John, kumbele ngakungeda kulombuzo wakho ngibona lokho ukuthi I think this has opened up huge opportunity for eMaSwati in terms of the industry. I recall at one point imbube yemhlaba nasise showing on 2019 yasinika a very clear mandate as Eswatini TV. Sifiso sayo ukuthi lekusifiso seMaSwati ukuthi nathi sifana ne-Marvel amanye, in particular kule industry yaka TV and film. I can make an example of your Bollywood, your Hollywood, and now we have a multi-billion industry in Nigeria, which is the Nollywood. And I think sifiso selive ngilo ukuthi nathi singumsakazi le live lifike kuleso sigaba leso. Not only are we then opening up the industry, but we are also contributing to the economy. We are also contributing to opportunities of employment. it will be very, very imperative, John, for this app to have the right and appealing and appetizing content. And therefore, my appeal sitting here is that this is an opportunity for all our cinematographers, your photographers, the whole plethora of what we know under the TV and film industry. And we are certainly excited, and we will be engaging my independent producers in this particular issue so that we ensure that Maswati get their money's worth.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maisela. Honorable Minister, there could be a concern, and obviously rightly so, pertaining to those that are most vulnerable in the vulnerable areas like your rural areas mainly, where you'd find that the network is not available for them. We are launching this application at a time when the world and the country is affected by COVID-19, and television has not only become a platform for delivering just general information, but it has become a classroom setup in the truest sense. You would find that at times when Eswatini TV is hosting education lessons for your primary, your secondary, high school, and even tertiary maybe, there are those that are not able to access this kind of sessions or platforms because of the issue of network coverage and so on and so forth. And I do believe that maybe the minister is doing something to prioritize those in particular, because we know that they may be affected if we don't cover them. Is there a special program that's made to make sure that when we talk about your 3G and your 4G and the likes, those that are affected in the rural areas or most vulnerable areas do not lag behind, in particular school-going kids, because we know, like I've said, this is a classroom setup in itself.
A great question, John. We actually have a program. It's two-pronged. On the one hand, it is driven by the regulator, ECOM, where one of their mandates is to really bridge the digital divide by making sure there's access and penetration internet to the most remote places in Eswatini. And they are driving a program where they've identified special places, prioritizing schools in particular, and they've done a very good job. The second bit is being driven by government, and we've received a sponsorship from the International Telecommunications Union to basically roll out infrastructure to those schools and communities, clinics and Tungundla, where there's just no network coverage for this specific reason. And I think that program, God willing, should be rolled out by end of April 2021. And then we will get into the second phase until we cover all schools in Eswatini. And when we say schools, we're not just talking about the school itself, but we're talking about a radius of about 5 kilometers around the school. Once all this infrastructure is installed, people in that community will have access to internet, 3G, 4G internet, and it's going to help with digital content for education. COVID-19 has really been a blessing in disguise in the sense that it has taught us to be ready digitally for educating our kids in a different way. But what that's going to do is, even after COVID-19, it will enhance the way that education has been delivered in Eswatini in such a manner that other programs that were difficult to roll out, Lemakaya, other curriculum that might have been not easy to find locally, but can be sourced internationally, can now be delivered seamlessly through this particular program. So yes, we are very committed to that. We've also installed internet access at 45 different Ingunda centers we speak, and we still have a few more to go. I think that's about 14 more to go, and we need to have done all of that for the end of this year. So in other words, even in terms of our political discourse, people are now going to be able to really follow and be able to really stay connected to our political system real time. And when there's debates in parliament, they can actually tune in and see what's happening. In terms of service delivery for government, we will be taking services now to le etingundleni ungahambi uwele ekhaya uthola abo driver's license bakho la etingundleni uthola abo ID bakho when you do it enkundleni yakini ngoba sekutaba na internet ama services onke at
That's fully understandable, and thank you so much, Honorable Minister. But maybe one other issue, and the honest truth is that we are launching an application here today, which is accessible via a mobile gadget. Most of Eswatini is vulnerable. You will find that they do not have the smartphones, Honorable Minister. And I know that perhaps in partnership with Tinini Tengosi, you will find that there is a program that's meant to help those that are vulnerable, not to own cell phones per se or mobile gadgets, but to own gadgets that can help them to access content from Eswatini TV. Because like you've rightly mentioned, you know, from a political discourse perspective, they need to follow what's happening in this country. Absolutely. Even from a cultural discourse perspective, I think that is equally important for Eswatini. But those that do not have the mobile gadgets, how do we include them as part of the broader digital inclusion strategy for this country? To give them a computer, a laptop, a tablet, and so on and so forth, probably in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and other partners?
We may not have a specific program that speaks to that, per se, in terms of just the general public. We do have such programs for school-going students, where for certain, populations we may avail computers and iPads and tablets, etc. But for the general population, no. But it's not as bad as you think, John, though. We've been involved in a program with MTN to disperse social grants using mobile money. We were surprised. Everybody had phones. So it's not as bad as you think.
Interesting. Mr. Ngomane, I appreciate the fact that MTN Eswatini already has what we call your social bundles. And I see the country is taking a strong direction towards offering social benefits for that kind of social class. You see what the regulator from Eswatini Energy Regulatory is doing with regards to making sure that there is a social tariff that accommodates the most vulnerable part of the country. With regards to a platform like this and the bundles that we offer, because I may be a parent wanting to help my child to have access to information that's critical to their learning processes. What are some of the offers available to help Eswatini generally from a social class perspective to say you also are going to benefit from this, apart from just wanting to watch content from this application?
So I think, John, the starting point is just to probably address the issue of the devices, because it's a major enabler. And as a business in the telco industry, we play a part. So we are looking at this from multiple angles. Firstly, we accept that we cannot leave it to government to try and close this gap. We also have a responsibility as a corporate citizen. And that's why over the last few years, we've been deliberate in terms of entry smartphones. So you can own a smartphone between 250 or 350 or 300 malangeni. And the idea is to try and address the issue of access to the smartphones. We have recently started a program around device financing, partnering with GetBucks. It is in its early stages. And once again, the idea is to deal with the issue of affordability. Very soon, we will be looking at this device financing in the context of mobile money. Inkumbi ke yabogogo njengoba minister sekashito nalabalaba semakhaya mobile money banayo. Lokusho ukuthi by merely participating in mobile money, you will get an opportunity ukuthi so ngakhona kuthenga a smartphone ulibhadale kancane kancane. That's the idea. So I think the minister is right. It is not as bad as we might think. As we speak, We are likely to close the year with more than 600,000 Eswatini having smartphones, because we're currently sitting at around 556,000, if I'm not mistaken. That's a massive number, looking at the population. So from that end, I think we are making the right direction, or we are heading towards the right direction, John. Then coming to your question, I think the big thing for us is this, Mr. Maisela was right. This platform, as far as we are concerned, it's not only around entertainment. I think it is going to play a massive part in terms of general information dissemination, which is critical for building a nation. And we look at that and we think it now presents an opportunity for parents to even teach their kids about our culture and where we come from as a nation, looking at the kind of content that will be sitting in this platform. So it goes beyond just entertainment. We believe there is also a critical social aspect to it that we fully endorse and support as a partner to Eswatini TV. And that's why we've jumped onto this opportunity, because of the broader social value that will come out of having a platform like this one.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ngoma. Maybe just one last question to you, Mr. Maisela. I'm looking at a situation where we are sitting here and celebrating, and only to find that we are leaving consumers or viewers with a question of administration. Eswatini TV requires a Maswat, a TV license, and I do understand that with this platform we need to subscribe, which I think it is about 20 emalangeni per month, and that translates to 240 emalangeni per annum. And maybe you can answer the question of how much of regular TV will be found on the application, because one Liswati will say, now if I subscribe 20 emalangeni or I pay my entire year's subscription, which will be 240 emalangeni, do I now have to pay for the TV license? Maybe you will help clarify things, Mr. Maisela, in that regard.
No, thank you so much, John. Just a very quick one. I think we need to understand that when you are saying within the app, access the app, as it has displayed here, it's an issue of the subscription. In other words, for you to be able to access the content in the app, your VODs, and of course, there's also that aspect of your live TV. In other words, it's an issue of option here. Do I watch Eswatini TV on the app live, or do I watch it on the traditional platform? I think semaswati John sesinayo le understanding ukuthi when it comes to e-TV license fee regulated by the Act, the STVA Act of 1983, it's very clear that it's just an issue of ownership of the gadget. In other words, the receiver, which is your televisions and your other gadgets with which you are able to receive content. It's not necessarily an issue of the fact that I am watching the content, but it's just an issue of ownership of the gadget. But it's a separate issue when it comes to the TV app, because it's an issue of subscribing. I could make a simple example of your multi-choice, whereby you actually pay a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription, but you still need to pay for the TV license ownership budget. I think the same principle applies when it comes to the app. You just pay the subscription, then it's a separate issue when it comes. But these are issues that we'll continue to engage in and on with the ministry, and of course with the regulator and other relevant stakeholders as we hop along. But this is certainly a start, but there's a lot of work that has to be done moving forward. I was saying to MTN, now this is the beginning of the real work in terms of the app, including these issues that
your last question, Honorable Minister. You are here to witness, support what this entities are doing. But generally, this is not just what could be done by these two entities. At the national level, both the private sector and the public sector need to accelerate towards development of this nature, because this will help the country accelerate towards national objectives. What can you say, maybe, Honorable Minister, in a nutshell, to the private sector and the public sector? Because I think this regards or translates to efficiency in service delivery, in particular in the public sector, when it comes to digitizing the information and communication space.
Thank you, John. Look, I think the government, His Majesty's government, is extremely committed to driving service excellence. And we are very clear-minded that that is a function of how quickly we digitize. We are at an advanced stage of now fully leveraging the Royal Science and Technology Park, which is the backbone for all our infrastructure requirements that we need to deliver services to Eswatini digitally. Our dream as a government and His Majesty's command is that people should not be struggling to get services. And this example here today is an excellent epitome of what we're trying to do. Because we could have, in Eswatini TV, the management and the board could have sat back and just said, we don't have this, we don't have a budget, we don't. But they've really gone out of their way and thought about a creative partnership with MTN that has resulted in us delivering a service. We take information dissemination as a service. It's a very crucial service. And now that service is going to be in the palm of your hand. And we want to do that for everything else. So if anything, I see this as a catalyst and as an example to other, service oriented organizations in government. Say, don't expect government to think for you in terms of how you can digitize that service, but get out there, speak to the private sector, to your point, speak to your banks, speak to your mobile companies, see how you can quickly, digitize those services. It does not matter what the service is. If your service offering today is not digital, then you're really remaining behind.
Getting out of the game.
You're literally becoming irrelevant. And I do want to specifically thank the board at Eswatini TV and the management at Eswatini TV and MTN for showing us how it's done. And to me, I'm quickly looking forward to the day where I'll be having such engagement with a host of other different service providers that will make sure that their services are now digital. Why not?
Of course. Honorable Minister, thank you so much for being part of the discussion here. Mbana Nkosi sibongile nalo ukuthi nawe ukhona la upha indlebe zomsebenzi. Mr. Maisela, thank you so much for your engagement in this platform here today. Mr. Mnet, thank you so much, brother, for being part of what's happening here today. Maswati may want to know exactly how do I download the application. That's the technical part which we cannot pass over this platform. But we do have a video that's still going to demonstrate ukhombisa wona eMaswati ukuthi ngena njani kule nto uyithola njani ungena kuphi bogogo njengoba sishilo ukuthi nabogogo nabomkhulu bathi bete ngishiya vele ethi indzaba ukhanze ukuthi semlindelweni noma kumhloniwe kunjani ngiyithola njani ke mntwana nami cela ubukele nako ke lapho ekhaya ubone ukuthi ayithola njani le application. Sibuyele maswati amahle Eswatini MTN ke mahlale ekhukhwini house lapho khona ke umsakazo Eswatini TV ubambisene ke nenkampani lenkulu Eswatini MTN kuthula ke ngalokho semthethweni ke i-app noma ke application lapho khona ke sive samaswati sesitawukwadi ke ukubukela tinhlelo zemsakazo etingcingweni tawo njengoba ke sibonile lokuthi uyi-downloada njani yona lena application lena. We are proud to be associated with Eswatini TV for the mere fact that like my colleague Mangaliso Masilela, this is the beginning of the future. And not to say we undermine efforts that have been made in previous time, but it's just us expressing our excitement regarding this new development. Leta usikhombisa lokuthi noma nanathi sesingasekho emsakatweni siyawukhona kuchaza kubantu babethu ukuthi sakwenda lo bekwentiwa i-generation yeno. Applications are part and parcel of content, Mangaliso, in this modern day.
First and foremost, I want to and say that I excited that no one will have an excuse now as to why they didn't watch the beatdown. So if I see you on the streets and you tell me you didn't watch this week's episode, you have no excuse. The app is out. You can be able to watch the beatdown, this weekend, the skinny, and all the programs that we have and offer, you know. And like you're saying, you know, apps, it's the future. It's everything that's happening right now. Everyone has a mobile phone, you know, putting things on TikTok and such and such. So it's only fair that we also put our own content on VOD, video on demands. I was very impressed to those things being thrown around here by our boss, Mr. Maisela here, because that is where we are at now. You know, that's what we need to do.
Yeah. I think vele kutawufuna nginibekele icala nemphathi wakho Mr. Maisela nikhuluma ngema-VODs lana nama-videos on demands, you know. And we are sitting with viewers at home. What are they talking about? Siva ngala bakhuluma nge-application basitshela ukuthi tawukhona ukusenda sithole ama-VODs, videos on demand. What are these, Mangaliso?
Demand is just that, you know, it's you demanding the video. It means you can just grab your phone and itawulalela wena le video. Hayi ukuthi wena sofuna uvethe ngena ngabani. Ilalela wena le video. Awuthi ngifuna uyibola nga-5, ubola nga-5.
Yeah.
It's just that it's you being able to access the video when you want to access the video.
Yeah. It is so exciting also to see what MTN Eswatini has done for Eswatini with regards to the backbone that's going to help them access the application. The data packages are so interesting.
I like the way you were asking, you know, because you're asking for, I think at the end of the day, our job as presenters and as hosts of shows is to speak for the viewer, not to the viewer. So I like how your engagement, even in the way you were asking the questions, was, hey, you know, you're saying you have this, but are we going to be able to afford it? So it's good to hear that our partners, MTN, willing and have also come to the table to say, no, guys, we're going to make this available for people. I'm not to complain no more, you know. Like I said earlier, there will be no reason to complain now without seeing. They are almost close to nothing. The content, there's no reason, absolutely, and no excuse, actually. So a big shout out to Eswatini TV and a big shout out to MTN for, you know, coming together and holding hands and making this possible for people to see legends like yourself, you know, the great John Perez.
Kuyajabulisa amaswati lamahle. Ngike ngakhanza lelinye lijanga, ngilikhanza nje limile nje emfeni libukela ibhola la ecingweni lalo. Ngiyalibuta ngithi hey, le cingo lakho lina capacity lengaka yekurecorda ibhola le-90 minutes. No, this one is playing live on DStv. In the application yaka multi-choice, and I'm watching this game live happening. We are on the same level right now. Mangabe kumbe Eswatini TV awukhanza ukuthi national team iyadlala and kodwa umdlalo nawuvelile emsakatweni. So uyawukhona ukuthi angingakhoni kuya enkundleni yesive kuyobukela umdlalo. So you can just press a button watching that particular game. There's a drama series, the short drama clip that we have that tries to simplify and to try and deal with some of the misconceptions or issues around the application.
Definitely, but before we go there, John, you must remember that I'm still youth, so I'm part of the generation that likes to show off, and I will not let you just stroll past the fact that we are at par with such a big giant as DStv. You are very saying that. Natskube mhlambe Eswatini TV yomuntu ngase soyangena naye kuma VIP ukuthi khona na joke lehle iba khona nje ku Facebook ukuthi ngesibafo sekukhuluma labakhombana ngetikiya la nawulunga wena basho kumuntu lo imoto
sothi nathi sesikhomba
ngetikiya sikhomba ngama app ke nathi
seshaya ngama app
exactly. But we do have a drama, short drama, because this launch is for you, this app is for you. So we're pulling out all the stops to make sure that you guys are happy. Let's check out this drama. We'll be right back.
Emsheng. Wotanato. Wethu uyaphela emtimbeni uqedwe ngole-19 nawe longathi uhwayekile kuhlangalo kwamjovo i-vaccine teke sakukhona wena.
Mafika umjovo mina ngilapha number 1.
Uyayidzinga mnethu ngibuka lesimo sakho sempilo.
Wafika umjovo ngimembili.
Yemsheng ngiraze ngikhohlwe mnethu ngoba phela selonako ngiya exactly baba Yemsheng. Never kusohu la imbobeni lemshwala bathi lapha kwaEswatini TV kuyaqashwa bafuna abantu bayite usebenza bathi ngale COVID kamnakethu le application form lokuthi uyele bayifakela tingcingweni ugcwalisa lelo form uthumela ngalo ucingo mlayini
ingakho imboti tami letiqedzile ukuthi ngitholele imisebenzi kanje.
Mnethu ungabambele indoda yakudala letenga sesikuthwele
yami letiqedzile ukuthi ngitholele imisebenzi kanje.
Ngizakulalela-ke Mshengo bathi-ke la uya-aplaya ucingweni kule application form u-aplayele manje bengibona ukuthi Mshengo uyangifanela-ke le msebenzi ngitomeneja lama-finances naleti nihlala kahle talabantu le ka-TV wena utawubamba mnethu ugazi umayishingalani utabamayishingalani
ngizatinzaba
Yemsheng bathi-ke le nto yacingweni ngoba wena ngathi usewunathe kancane mnethu miyagazi kusika nginatha te ngabona ka ngifuna-ke Msheng ungigcwalisisele lifomu la ecingweni application form yayakazothi ubatshele ukuthi ngifuna konakale timali tabo ngotosiqaqa abantu bazokuthatha imali mnethu ungibukelela
technology sesitawuchashwa ngetincingo
angikhulumi mnethu simbambe lokhulumako ngivile mnciba sikula eqizweni lo exactly baba kula
wena
kubuka Mshengo kubuka kudla lokufihlakele buka le application form never tayigcwalisa
akusiyo application form lena Eswatini TV uti ne-app
Mshengo app ngu-abbreviation wa-application form abbreviation kwethu ukuthi sigcwalise usho ukuthi ufuna-ke usebentale-ke ngilokhona ku-afforda labo utshwala labo ngoba nyalo nami ngobolekwe ngulango uyagubela
Eswatini TV uthi lapha so uyakhona ukuthi ubukele i-TV yakho noma nini noma kuphi ecingweni.
Hayi Mshengo uzawusaka mina ngibona
la bateka yona uyakhona uyabhadala mobile money emva kwaloko noma kuphi uhlala uthola khona ubukela i-TV.
Hayi Mshengo usho ngalo kusho mina akusemathuba emisebenzi
akusiyo umsebenzi lapho
ngoba uyababona ukuthi la ecingweni
nyalo sewuthele into yakho ukuthi awuhamba ufuna uziyowela uyele ngeshayo kamfula kaNdlovu la ufuna ukubukela tindzaba nyalo uhleli phansi la
usakhuluma nje Mshengo kumele nyalo ngigijime kule nyalo uhlelo longena nyalo nje
ngoba unayo imali kambe ka mobile money
awubuka mina Mshengo uyibona uphawu lwemali mnaye
uneliphawu lemali kodwa fela ukuthenga mina
angisemina tusengaphundlekile la ngisetela ecingweni
faka lapha
lokho phini
faka lapha
imali enginayo Mshengo utazibuka ukuthi ngobethi millions mina kumele kubone mina into le sengikufakelele phini kodwa nje ukuthi la ecingweni ngibona babona ukuthi Eswatini TV mina kethu Eswatini TV la ecingweni
yini lena
mavidiyo Mshengo wadownloadile nawe
ngothobo lo
awu Mshengo sewungoluze amathuba emisebenzi wafaka babona kuze la ecingweni
yena bengasinisi
uthi ngisengingabukela nje nyalo sewungandele wena
uyabutana nawe
phela angisimlethu uvela kumele ngiyathi ngoba ukade kwasa nawe ungikhuluka la
ungabhadala kanjalo Eswatini TV uyambukela noma nini noma kuphi la ecingweni lakho.
Khwetela mshengo isitewudla mnethu sitowehlisa la. Exactly baba.
Udla uphekeni?
Ngishilo lendaba ukuthi kunabantu labangeke bayive kahle lento. Mkhuluma kaGandiyane la uthi baka Eswatini TV bayacasha. Le nto lesikhuluma ngayo uthi le app lesikhuluma ngayo uthi application form lefakwa la ingcingweni. Siyabonga kulomlingani wakhe lokuthi yebo lokugani uyabuva lokusemngenile kodwa uyabona lokuthi yini lento le kukhulunywa ngayo mbamba.
Ngibonga umshengo mina ukuthi asibambise umshengo kulo ngoba phela bese senkingeni nje umnika. Awu in the flesh.
Manini.
Nangu maGandiyane ngeke.
Ningakavayelana nebhizi niqamba imanga niyakhuluma. Mina angiyiva yonke le nto. Awungigaqisela ngathi nombolo ukuthi uyawenda njani la liqhumela malini ngilodela amadatha azoqumbe lo siqingo ukuthi ngibukele qumbe lamadatha solo ngigqisha ngoba gqisha malini la madatha.
Ngitawucumba icingo noma tawucumba yena asudla akasuthi mkhulu.
Ngobona ngidakuvakashela ngamphama kemfana wami nawe Tony.
Lalela maGandiyane. Into nje lenye lonto awuboshelwa yona ngilokunatha kanzi kunatha tshwala kuvaliwe kanzaba yeCovid. Utalana
kuvalwe ema-regulations mina ngibutholile nabo. Ungamemedi ngoba ngathi brew ndaba sobhela kumaphoyisa kuyasingela. Endvula ke mfana wami. Futhi ngazi ngiyakwazi ungibani kodwa wabusephere wena.
Emkhulu mina nje into nayo ndawuchitha lento yakho ngoba
ngikuchitha ngasiqathulo. Nas.
Phiri ngibani phiri?
Ungiphiri wena, uthile mfana kaphiri wena wena.
Emkhulu indzaba icala la ekutheni nje la ku-mobile money ube na 200 emalangeni. Uyokuthi ukhona ukuthi bese sowuyabukela lapho. Besinabo ku-MTN ufike kahle kona bese abantu abakhulu nabadzala ufike kahle sebahambile ngoba hey ukutaba inkinga. Lamadatha batasipha ke MTN kokusho ukuthi na ufuna ubukela isikhathi singakanani utawukhetha ke lapho. Akusiko ukuthi uyagcwalisa nje. Wakho ukuthi ufake ngoba wathi nokuthi kumbuta uhamba uyolusa. Unabukela ulapha lengaphandle noma ke stop nje ubuye futhi utawukhetha ke wona kulala abasipha kona ka MTN. Yeah.
Ngawe bathi lento yabicombodo wakho bakutsakiwe.
Luhlelo mali lingushiyile ngidawukhona lokucash up la kulo.
Wena nje lokuthatha ngakuthi ukwende wona ukuthi utouch ngoma tincingo ziphela ngomlilo sine asiphelelwa inhlelo.
Angihambe kamfana wami sengihamba. Ngoba kunabantu abamila belenedlaleni siyabaye barazi. Inhlobo in long run. Uthi baphela nalala bangale bawuthole lo msakazi.
Nguvalelisa nje mkhulu sibonga ukuthi uvele nalokuthi noma sewunje uyakhona
ukubacela
no uphilile
exactly ba.
Bantwana bakho abaseNetherlands abakhululeke ke ngihamba kwesikhathi ngoba ushido umphathi wami lana kwakuthi umsebenzi isibili ngikhana cala nyalo the real work starts now. Labo ke sawukhona kubafakela ngala ku PayPal.
Abelo MTN Swatini akafiki kahle lezinto. Sengisubscribe. Sengilule inyo yangale manje.
Cha, kuleka konke kuhamba kahle konke kusetshenziswa kona nyalo. Bakhulumile baphathi bami bakhuluma baphathi baka MTN na minister lombhalo wakhuluma kusetshenziswa yona ukuthi nangabe kukhona la uthi wona khoya ufika khona upheli network awufika futhi lapha basasebenza yona ukuthi igcine seyifike konke umuntu network.
Angitshele bonothando ke bangayidownload application la
yeah.
Umsebenzi kaSwazi TV.
Ngumsebenzi lo application form mina. Sengicacisela ukuthi lento ngibukela lo msakazi wherever I go. Zelenge ngifakela amadatha.
Zeleni. John, zeleni angisiwa kaphiri.
Yafana ngikhumeza nagamete.
Thank you so much, Eswatini, for tuning in during this this live broadcast of the Eswatini MTN, the Eswatini App Launch, which was taking place at Mahlale Kukwini. From myself, John Perez, not Piri, like this old man is saying here. It's been a pleasure to have you joining us for the broadcast.
Yes, and it's been an absolute pleasure for myself. It would be a crime. It would be a crime for me to leave this space without saying the biggest, the dopest, the freshest, the sickest, the illest. And we close it off the way we opened it, with the best. Polocha, take it away.
Iyana, Iyana, imvula iyana, Iyana, imvula iyana, Iyana. Iyana, Iyana, imvula iyana, Iyana. Limani nifake inhlanyelo emhlabathini, ninisele. Limani nifake inhlanyelo emhlabathini, ninisele. Imvula iyana, Iyana. Limani nifake inhlanyelo emhlabathini, ninisele. Yekelani, yekelani, loku tubela tinvembili. Yekelani bufila, iyani imvula, imvula iyana, Iyana. Yekelani, yekelani, loku chubela tinvo embili. Yekelani bufila, nayi imvula iyana, Iyana. Limani nifake inhlanyelo emhlabathini, ninisele. Limani nifake inhlanyelo emhlabathini, ninisele. Ngoba ngalelinye lemalanga siyovuna. Imvula iyana, Iyana. Sebenda, sebenda mfowethu, sebenda, sebenda tsatsi wethu. Imvula iyana, Iyana. Imvula iyana, Iyana. Votietelelo Len votietelelo Isha ingwela ekhathe esigodlweni Isha ingwela ekhathe esigodlweni Ifake tandle emakhukhwini ekhathe esigodlweni Ifake tandle emakhukhwini ekhathe esigodlweni Ifake isigqoko ekhathe esigodlweni
Your TV license quickly and easily with MTN Momo. Simply dial *007*3# and select option 8 for TV license. Enter your national ID number as your reference and the amount you wish to pay. Then enter your PIN to confirm your payment. Once your payment has been made, you'll receive a confirmation SMS of your payment. If you're a first-time payer, you get another SMS for your TV license. So legalize your entertainment from the comfort of your home. Pay your TV license the easy and convenient way with MTN Momo.
Everywhere you go, MTN.